Tuesday afternoon, February 24th is today. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. There have been this news all over the internet when the AFP reported that the Nigerian government paid the Bokøharam leaders or the Bokøharam group 2 billion naira to release the Catholic school children of Niger State. And the ransom was delivered to the Bokøharam members in Cameroon. They have to cross to enter Cameroon to receive the ransom. And after receiving the ransom, they released the first 100 batch, and later they released the rest of them. I think I could remember the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Rebado, telling the whole world that the children in captivity are very fine, that people should not worry about it. But that is not what I want us to just listen to. I want to take you back to the videos I did when these people were kidnapped. Now, first of all, I told you people about the confessions of the teachers, that the helicopter was up. The helicopter was painted green, white, and green. That is the Nigerian flag. Probably Nigerian helicopter, okay? That is number one. Secondly, the people who are privy to the source, who were unable to grant interview to AIT News, also told us personally that yes, that they saw the helicopter when these children were being kidnapped, when they were kidnapping them, that the helicopter was painted green, white, and green. As if that is not enough, there was an intelligence that school children were about to be abducted. The soldiers were deployed to station in that school. And 2 hours before before these people came there, then they called these soldiers. A call came from above, from the highest office in the land, that the soldiers should leave there. So the soldiers left, and the terrorists came in and kidnapped the school children. And after that, in the House of Rep, in the Senate, all the whole news places, people were shouting, who gave the order? Who gave the order? Who gave the order? If they did not tell you who gave the order, I want to let you know that the highest office in the land is the office of the president, who is the commander-in-chief of all armed forces, Federal Republic of Nigeria. If up till now, they did not tell you who gave the order, know that president gave the order because he is the commander-in-chief. So there is no person that can give order that the president did not give. I want you to understand the armed forces. Armed forces is all about hierarchy. It's all about seniority. If someone above talk, there is nothing the subordinates can do. So if a call came from above and said, these soldiers live there is nothing they could do because they can't disobey order. That is about armed forces. So a lot of people were blaming those soldiers then. So they left. They were colluding. Those soldiers may not be colluding, but their seniors are colluding. Their seniors planned the abduction. Their seniors knew what happened. And up to today, they swept it under the carpet. The senators were crying on the Senate floor. Who gave the order? Who gave the order? And Christopher Musa said, I, as the Minister of Defense, I am going to fish out who gave the order. Hey, Christopher Musafa. You know, there are some things that makes you to laugh, but they are indeed evil. But you can just laugh over it. Up to now, nobody talks about who gave the order and so on and so forth. Pay attention. So after the whole this and done, I did about 5 videos for Nigerians to understand what happened. And I was brutal, uncensored in these videos. And a lot of people watch it. There were mixed reactions because of that video. People said, Okocha, this is conspiracy. You are trying to tie Nigerian government to the kidnap. I said, this is not tying Nigerian government to the abduction of over 300 Catholic school children. This is all about the proof, the evidence. A helicopter was up. Go and listen to AIT if you don't believe me. A helicopter painted green, white, and green was up, kidnapping school children. The soldiers that was there were called to move away. Who made the call? You are trying to tell me that it's a conspiracy, that I'm trying to tie the Nigerian government to the abduction? Absolutely no. There is nothing like conspiracy here. Now, the news of the AFP that the Nigerian government paid Bokøharam militants millions of dollars to free up to 230 children and staffs the jihadists abducted from a Catholic school in November. Intelligence sources tell AFP. I want you to pay attention. You know, most of the time, I talk more about the Islamization of Nigeria. My intention of talking about Islamization of Nigeria has nothing to do with religious bias or political bias or interest in people. No. It is born out of speaking the reality out of issues. Now, I was talking about the confession of El-Rufai, the confession of Babadati Ahmed. Not because I like El-Rufai. El-Rufai is the same thing with them. It's the same thing with all these people. With Nuhu Rebado, Tinubu, they are birds of the same feather. But El-Rufai came to national television and said, Tinubu made it a policy to be paying the terrorists through the office of the National Security Advisor. They hold him down. He's in detention till today. I don't have pity for him. No, I don't have pity for him, but he just said the truth because they sideline him. How could Tinubu, through Nuhu Rebado, according to El-Rufai, be paying terrorists? This is Tinubu. People are campaigning again for 2027. That is why I don't pity most of us, because our problem is from us. I don't pity you people again. And all people now are campaigning for Tinubu, the same person that have been accused of paying Bokøharam. Now, I want Tinubu, if Tinubu did not sue AFP, you know, when El-Rufai made a statement that Tinubu is paying terrorists, I challenge him to sue El-Rufai if he thinks El-Rufai was lying. Nobody could come out to say otherwise, because these are the people who knows everything that is going on in this circle. So, Tinubu's government, I dare them to sue APF if they are lying, so that the picture, how they were handling the money is in dollars, how they were handling this money to the Bokøharam in Cameroon. They went across Cameroon to hand over this money before the first 100 badge was released. I want Tinubu's government to sue APF. Let them release videos. Let them release pictures. Do you understand this? I am saying this because there are a lot of doubting Thomas about the mission of these people, about the Islamization of Nigeria. Now, how could you pay terrorists? You did not arrest them. And let me shock you, let me shock Nigerians. It's not all about the money. Yeah. It's not all about the $2,000+, which is about 2 billion naira. No, that is not only thing. 2 commanders of Bokøharam were released. This is a swap. I am telling you, this is a war going on in Nigeria. This is an art of war that you have to kidnap people to exchange. 2 Bokøharam leaders, they were released. I got this intelligence report, all of them from AFP. I got the whole intelligence report from AFP. Okay? So, I want people to understand what is going on. I want people to understand what is going on. There is nothing I did not explain to you people what is going on in Nigeria, but we don't care. As far as let us plug us to one place, let them pay us money, let us have some money, let us do this and do that. You are stupid. If you think that all you need is just money, you are stupid. Nobody has money enough. This money, there is nobody that will come out and say, I'm satisfied with the money I have. Yes, we may not have the money, but let's not make because of money, let us ignore the truth. Look at blood everywhere in Nigeria. Blood is flowing. We ignore the truth. We ignore the reality. Because of what? Because of money you are going to live on earth and go? No. What is the problem actually with us? Why are we ignoring things that matters? Ever since the allegation was made against Tinubu's government by this news agency, AFP, did you see so many people who are telling you there is no Christian genocide? Did you see them talking about this? No, they will never talk about it. I'm telling you, many people are siding the people who want to Islamize Nigeria indirectly. They conduit with them. They report what favors these people always. They write what favors these people always. I am not saying you should just come out and write what favors this group or this group. I just want you to come out and state it as it is. Say it as it is. Do not be biased. Say the reality. Oh, you think that this is a lie? Let Tinubu government sue this news agency. You think it's a lie? Let Tinubu government sue El-Rufai on this. They sue him for nonsense things, but the written that they're supposed to sue him for, which carry a grievous pronunciation, they leave it. They did not sue him with that because they know that El-Rufai knows this secret. This is all about funding terrorism. They paid Bokøharam 2 billion. Bokøharam was able to get equipped to come to Kwara and massacre Christians, massacre people who did not believe in Sharia. Nigeria government indirectly, confirmed through this report promoting Sharia. Did you see the way everything is loose? No, like nobody is just trying to stop this. Nobody is trying to stop this. And someone there is coming out to tell you that there is something you can do about this country. On my next video, I'll be talking about, I'll be analyzing the details of the report submitted day before yesterday by Randy Moore to Trump, the official submission of the investigation of the Christian genocide going on in Nigeria. In my next video, I'm going to analyze it. And part of the things Redemore said has nothing to do with division of Nigeria. He did not put anything like that there. But the problem that will cause the division of Nigeria is to repeal Sharia and blasphemy law. That is it. ECOWAS court told Kano to do that. They did not do it. So this is what they are going to do. And if they are going to do it, some section will not agree to do it. So that will bring the division. Because the stand of United States is that Sharia and repeal law is what the Bokøharam, the Fulani militia, the Lakurawa, ISWAP, they are backing on it to bring total Sharia to Nigeria, going to places to preach about Sharia. Let us remove this law. Just focus on Nigerian constitution. But some section will say no. And after saying this no, what will happen next? What will happen next? If they said no, that Sharia law must continue, then they have got to be confined in a place. This is where the division of Nigeria will come in. So, I have said this time without number, the Islamization of Nigeria is already 90%. I mean 90%. These people are everywhere. These terrorists are everywhere. They have financial network flows. They have weapon network flows. Like, these people are well equipped, well prepared. And guess what? Civilians are selling land, paying them. The government are still coughing out taxpayers' money, paying them. These people owns this place, right? Yeah. These people owns this place. But you know what? Everything that has a beginning must surely have an end. And I am telling people right now, I want you to emancipate yourself. I want you to understand what is going on. There is a danger here. This is not all about complaining. It's about saying the truth. The federal government should come out and sue AFP. Let them release evidence. Because I have seen that they have evidence. I know this is not what they are telling me now. I know they have evidence, total evidence of what they are saying. Don't forget that these people have interviewed Bokøharam 5 times, one-on-one. So Bokøharam told them everything that transpired, but how they went to Cameroon to take it. And allegedly, videos were made, pictures were made, calls were tracked. Why would Tinubu government do this? This is unacceptable. Why would Tinubu government do this? Anyway, some people said Bokøharam are blessing to Nigerian Muslims. Now I understand better. Tinubu is a Muslim, Shetima is a Muslim. So, it's not a crime to pay Bokøharam to pay terrorists. Have you ever seen them going after people killing in Kwara, people killing everywhere? No, they won't go against them. Police were reporting the other day that their car got hooked. That was why 30 people were killed. They were unable to reach them. This is a total collusion, Islamization, and it is a path to bringing Sharia to Nigeria. And we must resist it to the point that at the end, everybody will be confined to their place. Everybody will be confined to where they want to be. No, this can't continue. This can't continue. It is going to take time. These people will put up a stiff fight. This is a global problem. They are doing it worldwide. They are doing it in the whole world. But, everything that has a beginning must surely have an end. We are bringing the end to these issues going on in Nigeria. A lot of people will not like it. A lot of people will shout human rights. It's a matter of time. It is a matter of time. People will shout human rights. People will shout nonsense. But they do not consider people in IDP camps. They do not consider the bloods that has been littered all over in Nigeria. These people don't have human rights. But time will come. Very soon, you'll be hearing Nigeria is a sovereign state. Oh, sovereign state and the blood of your citizens are littered everywhere? Anybody thinking that Nigeria is a sovereign state and that gave room for terrorists to be killing citizens, the person is mad. Very, very mad. Anybody who will come out to say, America should not do anything, America should not intervene, this. I love the fact that America is taking time to prepare, to scrutinize, to do investigation, to do everything. I love that fact. I love it like that. So, time will come, people will say Nigeria is a sovereign state. Americans are destroyers, so Bokøharams are builders. Paying Bokøharam is a blessing, not a crime. ISWAP will be a blessing, right? ISWAP will be a good thing to you. I'm waiting. That time will surely come. We are just watching patiently. What is bad is bad. I want you to pay attention to what this administration is doing. I am not interested in who becomes Nigerian president any longer because no president can solve this problem. Yes, I'm interested in who rules you in your local government, state level, all those things. Yes, because many things that are going to happen in Nigeria, make sure that someone who loves you is representing you, because so many things are going to happen. And I'm not interested who becomes the Abuja person there, because they don't have the solution to this problem. This problem is beyond presidency. This problem is beyond people in Nigeria, because nobody want to die. Nobody want to die. We wouldn't have demanded international intervention if Nigerians are ready to die. That this thing must stop, or we face it. Let everybody come out. Even when we carried out end-bad governance protests, we were in the street. People were even at home mocking us. They were at home mocking us. I was threatened from Abuja. I will have to go back to Delta State to do that protest. We must not continue like this. We must not continue like this. I want people to wake up, emancipate yourself. Change your mentality. These people are not for you. Something is going on.
I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. Our problem is religion and social-cultural. I mean, people will expect me to come here and start talking about kinetics, about operation and so on. I've been an operational commander all my life. I've commanded warships, I've commanded troops, I've commanded men outside Nigeria and so on. But I'm not going to come to your station to discuss kinetics. The problem is not kinetics. In 2017, 2016, I'm always a member of the Security and Intelligence Brief at the Defense Headquarters. I said the center of gravity of Bokøharam and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us, because the job we need to do is kinetics, fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Bokøharam that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who
I was in the military intelligence, and the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem, because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered as sponsors of Bokøharam. Why is it that government has refused to try them? You remember this Bokøharam issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned. Some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government try to cause this kind of embarrassment and insecurity to the sense of what happened yesterday? And the solution I gave them in 2017, because when I identified the center of gravity for General Shocking, and they couldn't pursue it, because some of them were ministers. And what I'm saying now, the Department of State Services are listening to me. They know them.
Yeah, Commodore.
So the solution I gave them was that if we can't pursue the policy strategic level, because the people that we need to talk to are also, going to be difficult to deal with. I said what they should do now is to conduct two things. We should buy blimps. The blimps are not UAVs. They are not drones. Blimps are equipment that can fly up to 10,000 feet, 30,000 feet, static if you want, mobile if you want, and they carry a lot of payload. We saw them in Afghanistan. We saw them in Kenya. This will be something that can give us real-time intelligence, and we can know where these bandits or terrorists, where they emanate from, When they finish operations that they've done, where they go back to?
Okay. Well, let's
They
pick
did
up on...
not buy this equipment up to. This government does not want to resolve this problem. They are escalating it because of tribal and religious sentiments.
So when you say this government does not want to resolve it, don't forget the same government has purchased. In fact, they're going to induct the Super Tucano jet because of, the insecurity situation. They have, the president has had to change guards, as it were, as a result of people's clamor. I imagine if that was not in the thinking, why would you go that length to make some of the, some of the pronouncements, the meetings that have happened, the purchase, the change of guard and the rest? Why would they do all that if they don't want to sort this?
Because that is not the solution. What you just mentioned is not the solution. When you have a problem at policy level, strategic level, operational level, when you have a problem, what you need to do is to identify the center of gravity of that problem and attack it. That's what you do. What they are doing is not attacking the center of gravity of the problem of Bokøharam and insurgency. So if the president is buying Super Tucano, is changing service chiefs, that is not the solution. We are looking at the wrong side. It's not kinetic. It's politics.
Are you ruling out kinetic altogether?
I can't rule out kinetic because
so it's
a spectrum. It's a spectrum, so you can't rule out something. But the center of gravity is what they should look at. And what is it? I'm saying it on this channel. It is the sponsor of Bokøharam and bandits.
And speaking about the sponsors, when you say the DSS, and they could be listening to you, but so they profile, part of their responsibility is to profile all of these persons before they either vie for elections or before, they are nominated for any of these positions. Doesn't that happen? Don't they get intel and say, look, this and this is what we found, and then we don't think that this should proceed further? Doesn't that happen?
It does. When I worked with the DSS in 2007, because when Yar'Adua approved the operational order that we did, we now have to work together as a team. He actually forced all of us to sit down together and work together. I was surprised at the tremendous amount of information had by DSS. I was shocked. We in DI, I was in Defense Intelligence Agency, and when they were forced to bring out the files, I was shocked. They have so much information at DSS presently, as I'm talking about what I'm talking about. They have. But you see, if a fish is going to get spoiled, it's going to start getting spoiled from the head. The DSS will not do anything except the commander-in-chief's body language shows that this is the direction I want to go. That is where the problem is. The DSS has tremendous information. By the time 2023 is here and somebody take over and wants to undo some of this evil that I've seen in this country, you'll be surprised names that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have the solution for the kinetic aspect. They do. I'm not going to come here to advise them. I work with them and they're still there. The chief of naval staff was in the intelligence with me. We were together in Defense Intelligence Agency. That's Vice Admiral Gambo. I know these people are good. They know what to do. It's not that they have problems. It has to do with politics, the sponsors, people that feel that this country should be Islamized.
Assuming but not conceding that, that all of this is the case. So what is the end game? Because I imagine as a strategist, that's what you think about too. So these things are happening. What is the end game? So why will this be allowed to fester? For what purpose?
The end game for them, because normally when you want to look at this type of challenges, what you do is that you go through what we call the intelligence circle. Okay? When you do the processing and you do the analysis before dissemination point, you discover that the end game for them is to just turn this country into like a Taliban type of country. And it's a mindset. And anything goes. In other words, 10% casualties, 20% casualties is allowed. in trying to achieve the end game of Islamizing this country.
That's for the terrorists, the bandits.
It's not for the terrorists and the bandits, for the sponsors. Because I told you, and I will repeat on this channel, the sponsors of Boko Haram and the bandits are the problems. And defense headquarters, the army headquarters, the naval headquarters, the air force cannot do anything about that. Buhari has to do something about that. The Interpol has the list of those people that are sponsoring Boko Haram. I work with Interpol. They should ask. If they don't know, they should ask. The government of Dubai, they have the list of those people. During the trial of those people that were caught, names were mentioned. They have the list. The government also told us that they've arrested 400 sponsors of Boko Haram. Why should the government not try those people and bring peace and harmony and safety to this nation? Why won't the government do that? Those people that are going to harass cadets and officers in NDA, they live around the place. I know NDA very well. I was in Georgia, I was in NDA as young officers, and I know the area very well. They live around the place. So why can't you put up a blimp that can see what they are doing in real time and eliminate them? Why won't you do that?
In fact, there were more details saying that some persons slept up, but we'll come to that hopefully. Mark has got some questions for you.